And we are recording now. So let me start the meeting officially. Welcome everyone to yet another meeting for the Kubernetes release team for 118. I will be your host, Jorge Alarcón. And let me see, I've been practicing this all weekend. I have to remind everyone that there is a code of conduct, which essentially is just please be nice to each other, be kind. And if there is some kind soul in the audience who would like to be note taker, please claim your rightful place as note taker. And let me put my name down as host, just so we are clear. If you're attending this call, please put your name as under attendees, so we can get some info on who's coming in. Actually, I have no idea what. I'm gonna go on a quick tangent. I have no idea what the deal with attendees. I guess it's just good to know for that people are actually listening into the meetings. But let's actually get started, and let's go with enhancements. Jeremy, what do you
Hey
have?
everybody, how's it going? I've marked our status as yellow. We're about 1 week from tomorrow out from enhancements freeze. We're currently tracking 41 total items. I broke them down into total tracked. So these are things that are like great to go. Their keps are in a good state. They're ready to move on past enhancements freeze. We're also tracking 13 things right now. One of them is probably going to go to tracks today. 13 things that don't have their KEP fully merged. It's either missing a test plan or it's just not merged, or it's merged but it's provisional. We have some gating criteria before something can be included in the release. 13 are not over that gate yet, so they have a week to go to get over that limit. If we break those numbers down, 17 of the things we're tracking are going to be net new alpha things, so new features that will come into Kubernetes. 12 will be graduating from alpha to beta or changing status within beta. And then 12 will be graduating to stable. So some important things we're going to do this week, just because we're in that yellow state and we have got about a week to go. We're going to send an email to the KK dev lists this week, just to remind everybody of the dates and just to kind of prod everybody. We're also going to take those 13 at-risk items and break them down by SIG, and then we're going to, between the shadows and myself, we're going to go into the meetings asynchronously and ask if we can get attention on those things that need some reviews or whatever is necessary to get them over the line, and just kind of get a feel about whether they're going to make it or not. And then lastly, you'll see the enhancements freeze is January 28th. So we really want to get these things to a point where they can be not exceptions before the 28th. So next week on Monday, we'll have a final report before enhancements freeze, and we'll have a good idea about what things are going to need exceptions or not. So we can kind of just prepare everybody for that. Any questions?
Sounds awesome. Thank you. One quick thing. Last week we were discussing sending messages on Slack for SIGs that had any caps on that look funky. What would you think about going ahead with that idea? Besides having people actually going to the meetings.
Yeah, sorry, I meant we were going to ping them on Slack asynchronously instead of going. I think it's better. Everybody responds more appropriately in Slack. So we're going to ping them starting tomorrow when everybody's back.
Oh, okay, awesome. Just wanted to double check on that.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. And I think hopefully we'll get some attention on those items that are close. Like there's a bunch of them that have reviews and comments, but just haven't been approved yet.
Sweet. And yeah, like always, if you need any help, please pick me and we'll get more people sending messages and stuff. Anyone has any questions for enhancements? I don't see anything. So thank you again. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for that. And let's move on to CI Signal.
Hello, everyone. So yellow again this week. I was hoping to get greener, but we didn't get the response that we expected. So master blocking all jobs are green, one flaky job. Doesn't want an issue to open it here. Master informing, we have cost master serial, which is like a potential flake because it failed today. So I open an issue, but I will continue monitoring this job, and if it's like a flake, I'm going to convert the issue to a flake one, and we'll try to solve the flakiness. So master reboot, that one is failing many days. I tried to ping cloud provider TCP. It turns out that, I don't know, maybe I didn't get any response yet. Yeah, it has been pinged many times, but we'll see. That also applies for the rest of the jobs, Container D Master and Azure 1.16 and 17. Also, I have opened an issue for a flake job, for the flake test cases for the Azure ones. I'm still waiting for a response from SIG Widows. Hopefully, they will finally answered, but we'll see. Release MISC, all green, just some flake jobs. 1.17 blocking. This is the reboot test, which is basically the same like the master reboot. The issue is opened, and we still wait for response from cloud provider. 1.17 informing. The serial one and the Azure 1.17, it's like the same issue with the master informing ones. And GC Windows 1.17, no response yet. Actually, I opened the issue today, so I wasn't expecting any response. I will try to ping them again later. However, in this release, we try to focus more on flaky jobs as well. We have some issues already opened, and we keep tracking them, and we try to remove the flakiness. I hope that by the end of the release, we will do some progress. There are some open issues about the serial and reboot, which is also failing as well, but it seems that there are other test cases that are really flaky, so we really want to prevent them from flake. And pretty much that's all. Any question, guys?
Couple of questions if no one has any at this moment. For the flaky jobs that you've been focusing on, have there been mostly on the pre-submits, or have there been like the ones GCE calls related?
No, those flakes are GC cost related for the dashboards that we monitor. There are other issues that are opened for the pre-submits. I didn't include them here. It's we have like 4 or 5 issues. I can just set them here, but I think it's not important right now to keep them tracking here, right? So, but we are trying to get a response from the responsible people in order to remove the flakiness, especially for the pre-submits, because they are most important, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you have any issues for pre-submits, are there any ones are heavily blocking merges into KK?
No. Actually, there are some issues that we try to track them down, but it seems that they flake really rare. So.
Okay, sweet. Other question. I recall some. I think it was either today or yesterday. We mentioned that we might get an issue created to track all the generated test failures.
Yeah.
Is there one? Is there an issue?
Yeah. Actually, I opened an issue yesterday because actually I was trying to get everything sorted there. It seems that Stefan is working on the fix, but I really want to have an issue open just to track them down.
Mm-hmm.
And let me try actually to find it. I think that I paste it here. And actually, this issue is like really worth to have it here in this report, actually. Where is it? Yep. Give me a moment. Okay, I found it. Yeah, it's that one. We don't need to do anything right now, actually. There are 2 PRs opened, and those jobs are going to be changed, and also the naming, and some of them will going to be removed. Right now, we're waiting for those 2 PRs to be merged, and then we're going to see if they're going to fail.
Okay.
It's really nice to have an issue just to track them down because there are so many jobs there.
Yeah, agreed. So on that.
Also, I tried to ask Stephen about the job that you asked because the other dashboards, which is focusing on job config errors, there are some jobs that are like from 1.12 and 1.13, which doesn't make any sense because we just recently delete all the 1.14, right? So it doesn't make any sense to keep the tracking with the previous releases as well. I guess Stephen is not online today because of the public holiday. I will be waiting for him to just confirm if we need those jobs or not. Otherwise, we're going to remove them as well.
Yeah, definitely. On needing them, I really don't think they add any useful information. I think the interesting thing is there is a tool there's a tool somewhere in TestGrid that generates this test. So, at least the thing that I think will be useful to know is whether there is something wrong with that tool that just keeps generating this test that we don't need, or if there is some hard-coded annotation in some job definition that we just keep reusing, and thus we end up with this kind of test. So I think it will be interesting to know whether it's an issue with the tool or issue with some YAML that we're using somewhere without actually knowing.
Also, one more thing, it's worth mentioning that there are some jobs that were failing during the previous week, and it was a big crash. Actually, I reached out to the testing team, and it seems that there was some issue with the infrastructure. Voscos was having some bad time. So we have like a really big breakdown, but nothing critical happened. SIG testing team was able to resolve the issue in a period of some hours, so everything went well. So worth
That's
mentioning.
great. Is there an issue for what happened, or a post-mortem something?
No, I don't think so that there is an issue actually. Everything happened so quick. I didn't ask for an issue. Actually, we didn't. I actually before I tried to open some issues about the failing jobs, but because there was a specific pattern, I tried to ask a SIG testing team, and it seems that they were working. Maybe there is an issue open in test infra. I didn't check, but after the meeting, I will try to check it out. Maybe it's good to keep to have this issue in our history because maybe it will happen again, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. In the worst case, it's something interesting. But yeah, thank you very much for that very thorough report. Anyone has any questions, comments, concerns? Going once, twice, sold. So thank you again very much. And let's move on to bug triage. Is there someone?
Yes, so this is Silvia for bug triage, giving the weekly update. And so once again, our current status is green, not because the numbers look particularly good, but because we're still early in the release. So we are currently with 51 open non-test or flag issues, and with about 50 PRs, and overall 75 open issues for 118. So in this milestone. And like I said, we're not worried with these numbers at this stage of the release. We'll start pinging open issues and PRs towards the middle of the release, at about week 6. So right now we are setting up our ways of working, and we will have the shadow orientation session tomorrow. And we will try to come up with ideas of how can we improve the ways we are automating our work for this role.
Sounds fantastic.
It.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you. Anyone has any questions for Sylvia? Sylvia? I don't see anything. So let's move on to docs. Anyone from docs on the line?
Hello everyone. So we don't have any major update at this point of the release. We are just waiting for the enhancements freeze, and we are done with the shadow orientation last week. And I'm working on the branch sync-ups like release 1.17 and master and dev 1.18 branch sync-ups. Yes, we are right now. Our current status is green. That's it from docs. Thank you.
Thank you. Quick note: could you add any notes about the branch sync-ups, just to keep track of them? Just general information.
In the docs, you are saying, like in the meeting notes, or?
Yes, in the meeting notes, please.
Yes, I'm already updating it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Anyone has any questions, comments, concerns with docs? Going once, twice. Release notes, James or Eddie.
Hiya, James here. James here for release notes. I think Eddie's on the line as well, but I'm going to give the update really quick. So we are green again this week. As we mentioned last week, we already have release notes for 1.18.0 Alpha 1. We're waiting for 1.18.0 Alpha 2 tomorrow in order to update the release notes for both SIG release and also for the website. As a point of information, there was a pull request which is merged into the release notes tool, which changes how we group the release notes from grouping via SIG to instead grouping via kind, so API change, bug, deprecation, etc. Our intention at this moment is to use this newer version of a tool starting from tomorrow onwards, from Alpha 2 onwards, unless there are any particular objections to us doing so, in which case you can use the older version. But that's it from me, I think.
Sounds good. Yes. Anyone has any comments, questions? Let's go on to comments.
Wait. George, 1 minute. Sorry, couldn't get to my mute fast enough. I know Sasha's on the line. Sasha, any concern about running the tool tomorrow with the alpha.2 and releasing the updated draft notes as a kind list instead of the other way? Oh, maybe Sasha's not on anymore. Thought he was on. Okay, well, if there's no concern, then we'll move forward. All right, perfect.
Sounds good. I guess just to make sure, we can ping Sasha in Slack. Actually, Sasha or Carlos, one of them should be able to tell us, right?
I'm here. Can you? I was not paying attention. Sorry. Can you repeat again? You are on mute. You are on mute.
Eddie, could you repeat?
Yeah, Carlos, I just wanted to make sure that tomorrow when 8.2 or when alpha.2 releases, we're going to be using a new version of release notes so that there'll be a fundamental change on anybody who's reviewing that. Instead of listing by a SIG, it's going to be now listing by kind instead, based on that
Right.
poll that was there. So the PR will be cut with that new way of doing it, but we're still going to be pulling from. That's the other question I think I have for Sasha. I'll peel offline for that, but maybe do we still build from 117 RC1, which was the code freeze for last release up into alpha.2, or we would just start with 118.0?
118 is going to get from the master for now.
Okay, so on the start rev, we'll use 118 alpha 0, and then on the end rev, we'll use alpha.2 for the release notes draft.
Yeah, I guess so. This part of the release I need to confirm also with Sasha.
Yeah,
because I don't think we are going to use the new tool for that, at least tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
for the beta, maybe for the RCs, not for the alpha.
Okay. Let me know. Let us know, because so when my team runs it tomorrow, I want to make sure I have the right run with the right because it was merged, so I don't know if it already has that in there.
Okay. Yeah, I can figure out that tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Eddie.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Also for posterity, Eddie, I think you're the best person for this. Could you jot down in the notes everything that you said about the at least the important things to keep in when using this
Absolutely. Thing? Yeah, we'll do.
Will be good.
To be honest, I kind of lost you after the first RC.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, it's quite confusing process, but I'll put it all down in notes.
Thank you very much. Anyone has any more comments, questions for release notes? Okay, moving on to comms.
Yeah, hi. No big updates yet, so we are green and waiting for the enhancement freeze.
Okay, sounds good. Random question: have you all had any shadow orientation yet?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, kind of is better than nothing. So that's gonna be something good. Thank you very much. And Carlos, release branch, take it away.
Sorry, let me read here. Yeah, tomorrow is the schedule for 118 Alpha 2. And I need to figure out these comments from Eddie with Sasha. And we are planning to cut Alpha 2 tomorrow, Europe time zone morning. Will be in my time zone. And I will post in the SIG release channel as well before we start doing that, for if one wants to join the session. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Anyone has any questions for release branch? I don't hear or see nothing, so let's move on to Emeritus Lead.
Can I add a comment here? Maybe it would be better if we can add here at the specific time that the cut will be happening, right? Like, because the time zones are differently, so
yeah, I cannot say for now, because for me now it's 6:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to have my kids in the school tomorrow morning. Maybe I would say around 10 a.m. CST.
Yeah, I don't mean that the exact time will be like important, but the time zone will be like.
Yeah, CST time zone.
Yeah. Okay. Super. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that clarification. And moving on to Emeritus Lead, Lucky. I don't think is present. So let me go through the update. So role leads to hold shadow orientation call with shadows before end of week this week. Seems to be the case. Shadow orientation has already happened for most groups. Next topic: mid-release cycle shadow survey. A survey will go out to shadows around week 6 to gather valuable feedback on their shadow experience. Okay, so I guess that's a big thing. There's going to be a shadow survey going out in, what is it, 3 weeks. So stay tuned for that. And anyone has any questions on any of that before I carry on with my update? Okay. I see nothing, so let me move on. So release lead update. Yeah, big thing. In the release meeting notes under my update, the very first topic, please go to that doodle and send it to all of your shadows or your release or your lead if he or she is not present or they. The doodle is gonna give a bunch of options for the release meeting for next week, and if the new time for the meeting next week is different from the one right now, then that will be the new meeting time and date from now on. So please look at the doodle, pass it along to everyone within your group, and I will try tentatively. I'll close the doodle by Wednesday or early Thursday morning and send. And if there is a new time that works better for everyone, I'll update the meeting time for next week and moving forward. Other than that, all the important things have already been mentioned. So the release notes draft is going that's already a work in progress, sounds like. And next week, enhancements freeze, which Jeremy already mentioned. So on meeting time or next milestones, does anyone have any comments, questions, concerns? Going once, twice, sold. So now let's move on to scalability. And I was actually looking at this a little while ago, and it seems that there was some big piece of work that was merged late for 1.17. There is an issue for clusters failing during the master rolling upgrade, and I believe that there is a fix. The fix is pending to be merged for 1.18. And this is the blocking issue. There is another issue related to the performance dashboard the scalability uses, but they mark this one as not release blocking, which kind of makes sense if it's a performance dashboard issue. But other than that, I don't see any particular details that should be mentioned during this call. Anyone? Does anyone want to add any more? Have any more information other than those two issues, or have any questions about those two issues? Okay, I saw some heads nodding, and I guess that's it for today. Last week I mentioned that we were gonna start with the project board, but it's a holiday for some people in the world, and we might not have definitely a lot of issues are assigned to Steve and Tim, and a lot of people are not here. So let's hold on for this one until next week. I'll try to do this asynchronously, and if anybody wants to join with some issue triaging, you are more than welcome to. We just need to keep all the communication within the SIG release channel, so everyone can find it. Either that, or just comment on the issue itself and ping whoever is assigned or not assigned to it. And yeah, other than that, if no one has any more comments, questions for this meeting, let's call it. Thank you very much for everyone for joining, and have a happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Bye-bye. Have a happy Monday.
Cheers, all.
Thanks all.